Hi there, folks. Who is here today? Bruv Sam, hi there. Where from? Thank you, Ahmed. Good to see you. Yeah, thanks for the congrats. I see this is a kind of a test stream because I've just set up the studio here and setting up all the cameras and setting up all the microphones and stuff again. It takes obviously a little while. Hi there, LA Winter. Winter in LA. Sounds weird. Winter in Sweden, that's something. So now I'm going to try to switch camera here to see how that works. Johan Gamb, good to see you, welcome. Well, I don't know if 48-inch is enough. Maybe I need to get a 75-inch screen instead. So this is also a little test to see if it's possible to work with this LG C1 TV as a main display. So a lot of testing today. And I have the Octatrack setup here, which I've been experimenting a little bit with these past days. And here we have a little ambient jam that I'm going to try to play back and do a little quick performance with. Hi there, Sangeeta, good to see you. Long time no see. It's been way too long between all these streams. Hopefully we can get up to speed now when this new place is at least almost finished. Thanks you, Tangrai. Thanks you. The cycle repeating. Hi there. Thanks so much. I can probably do a little camera panorama here to show you how it looks like here in the studio in the new setup. And maybe explain a little bit how I have all these devices set up, because with this new setup I have most of my gear already routed to all the audio interfaces, so I can record whatever keyboard or whatever synth I want at any given time to the main audio interface, which is quite nice. I didn't have that possibility with the previous setup. it was obviously a so much smaller studio. Federico, hi there, I'm from Sweden. Charlie Poss, welcome to the stream, how are you? Let's do a little build up. Yeah, so it's really fun to play around with this Octatrack and their Microcosm combination. Yeah, kind of a drunken music there. 10 Gry, what kind of microphone do you have? This is the Baby Bottle SL from the Blue Microphones brand. And in the past I was also using a Neumann TLM 102 microphone. And yeah, I think both microphones are kind of great, but this one works a little bit better for my specific voice. But sometimes I use the TLM 102 for recording guitars, because I think it sounds really great on acoustics and the steel string guitar. But the Baby Bottle SL is like my main microphone for most recordings, especially for voiceover and vocals. Yeah, absolutely. Din C's. Crack open a bottle for the drunken Octatrack jam. Yes, I was just fooling around with this new setup yesterday, and I wanted to see what you can do with the pickup machines of the Octatrack in combination with the Novation Summit. And it's a really lovely combination to do this kind of ambient chill out jams really easily. The cycle repeating, beautiful monitor. Yeah, it's the LG C1 monitor. Courtney Winfield, thanks for subscribing. When you gonna make a break core? I don't even know what break core is, man. The cycle repeating, maybe a dumb question, but do you work for Bitwig or do you just resident amateur master of it? I definitely not work for Bitwig. I'm a sole contractor. I work as a freelancer, doing music work for games and films, and I'm also doing app development and graphics design. So I do a little bit of this and that, and yeah. And the past like 2-3 years, I've been working on an educational platform. And I also worked like animating, making animated commercials and animated short films. Actually confused. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Let's switch the camera again here. I have a HDMI switcher, which I didn't have in the past for the streams, but apparently when I switch between these two cameras with this switch, there's a little break before the second camera takes over. Let's see how that worked out with OBS. So how's the audio today? Is the audio okay? Picture okay? Yeah, so that's let's do a little panorama view so you can see a little bit more of the setup here. Yeah, so that's a little quick overview of the new site, and it's been it's been some rough months. It's like 11 months of construction, and yeah, I mean that's one of the reasons why I haven't been uploading too many videos recently or the past months. I've been trying to upload a few, but hopefully I can get up to speed again now when the construction is starting to get finished. Yeah, it's the LG C1, the OLED 48-inch display. I want to see you in the Russian squad playing the launch pads. Probably not. I don't have any launch pads, but I do have those the Machina Jam and the Machina Mark III and the Machina Plus. Yeah, so the current plan today is just to try out the cameras here, see if the live stream works, see if I can get the audio from all the different places here working. Can maybe switch on the Summit here and see if everything works fine. And see if I set up the audio interface routing properly. Can probably switch over to the desktop here, and I can show you the software I'm using for the routing, the audio routing, the internal audio routing. I switched that previous Apollo Twin X audio interface I was using for an Antelope Audio Centaur interface, because the UAD Apollo Twin X only had ADAT in and not ADAT out. And now when I want to connect this interface to the Arturia 8 Pre, I need to have ADAT in and ADAT out, because obviously I want to use the outputs too. So you get a lot of ins and outs when using the ADAT, the extra inputs and outputs. So let's do a quick switch here. So now you should be able to see my screen. And this is the Centaur mixer. Let's just get rid of the OBS Eternal Mirror. AM, welcome to the stream. Happy to hear that you enjoy my Bitwig tutorials. Did you also join the Bitwig Masterclass? So as you can see here, if I go to routing in this Centaur software app, you can see all these different inputs and outputs available. And the cool thing about this audio interface, or the software for the audio interface, is that you have 4 different software mixers, which give you the ability to do a lot of different routings. And then I can say route this mixer 1 to headphones 1 or headphones 2 outputs. At the moment I've routed some of the synths here to headphones out 2, and then I connect the headphones out 2 to the Octatrack input for sampling, so I can sample the synths via the audio interface. So I'm using this as an mixer. Yeah, I mean, this mixture, the mixer here in the Centaur audio interface is almost like the Baidu plug. But I think this is a little bit more, you have more options here. They also have this matrix if you really want to go wild and route different inputs to different outputs and stuff. So you can do a lot of different setups. And here you also have the ADAT inputs routed to specific computer recording inputs. So there's tons of possibilities with this setup. And then you also have the Antelope effects, or the Synergy Core effects. So at the moment I have this kind of a whole rooster of effects on the vocals here, or the voiceover. And so we have a equalizer here in the beginning, just getting rid of a little bit of the low end here. And a power gate to gate the signal, a de-esser. Yeah, it's like the normal voiceover setup here. A tube child compressor, a little bit of MG4 plus equalizer. And finally an Opto 2A leveling amplifier. So it's like the final compression on the vocals. So that is my my voiceover setup for this channel 5. And then I obviously send this to OBS. So it's a very flexible mixer, and I'll do a separate episode, a separate video on this mixer later, or the send to audio interface. See if we can switch back to the camera again. Yeah, happy to hear that the audio is great. So let's see if we can get some audio from the Novation Summit. Audio seems to be working fine for the summit. Yeah, it's a really beautiful sound in the Novation Summit. I absolutely adore it. The cycle repeating, you're asking me to show what I have on the master in Bitwig, compressor, limiter, etc. to get the sound quality you are getting. Do you mean from tracks like the recent Cambodia release? Maybe we can take a look at that session. I don't know if I have this project on this M1 Max, but I can quickly take a look. I do have the track though. The master, the final master. Okay, so for the streaming setup. For the streaming setup, the OBS, I'm just having a limiter and doing some ducking with the music. So as soon as I speak, the music will go down. Aside from that, the only effect I have is a little bit of compression on extra compression just to get the microphone level up a little bit for the video recording or the streaming in this case. So 7 dB of output extra gain here, because somehow if I compare the input of OBS with other audio software, it seems like they are reducing the gain a little bit in OBS. I don't know why, but it seems so, compared to like if I look at the inputs of Bitwig or Logic or Studio One or some other DAW. And a little bit of a limiter, just to not go overboard with the gain, with the volume. So we have it set to 0.9 for the microphone. Then on the gear, which is like all other audio from the desktop and from these other synths and the other gear here in the studio. For that one, I have this just compressor setup with the sidechain ducking to the microphone. So that's that. And yeah, I showed you my microphone setup also, with the Antelope Synergy Core effects, with the clear Q, power gate, a little bit of de-essing, a tube child, MG4 plus a little bit of boost in the 40 Hz area, a little bit of sky gain, and yeah, a little bit of lifting in the higher region. And then an opto compressor as the final compressor in this vocal chain. So that's the audio setup. Yeah, you have to drive up the gain a little bit extra in OBS. That's my experience. I haven't been asking on any forums or such, but it seems like they reduced the input gain slightly in the software somehow, because it's always lower than if I look at the input in Bitwig. So a little bit of compression and maybe 6 or 7 dB in output gain. And then of course a limiter, so you don't go overboard. So I think that that's a kind of good starting point for great vocal audio in OBS. The monitor I have here is a LG C1 48-inch. It's actually a TV, but I'm like testing this out to see if this works as my main monitor. So I have the M1 Max here set up with this radiator stands that I picked from when I mounted the radiators in the kids' rooms the other day. And it works really great as a kind of laptop stand. Thank you very much, Dincy. The plugins here are from the Zen Tour Synergy Core effects suite. And that's like the effects that you can get that's integrated with the Zen Tour like ecosystem. So they have a very, very low latency, and that's the reason why I chose to work with the Zen Tour audio interface rather than some other audio interface, because they have both DSP and FPGAs to host the processing power and to make this really, really low latency. It's almost like neglectable. It's not audible latency. So it's a very good performance. And compared to something like the UAD Apollo Twin X, which I was using before, I still have the audio interface somewhere here, but when using the UAD Apollo Twin X, if you stack like 4 or 5 effects, it starts to nag and complain about it. It's using too much DSP processing power. And I've stacked a ton of effects on the Zen Tour here, and it hasn't complained on me yet. So I guess it has the dual DSPs, I think, and 1 FPGA. And it goes a long way, it seems. So you can just stack up effects on the different channels. Yeah, the M1 technology is really great. It's excellent tech for us audio nerds. No, I haven't played Star Citizen on this one yet, but we played a little bit of PS5 the other day. Anyone else playing the Elden Ring? Let's play a little bit of OP1, chill out jam that I was doing some time back. I'm probably going to hook up both the OPC and the OP1 to sample into the Octatrack for processing. Hi there, Nemanja. The M1 Max is super silent in my experience, and I've been throwing a ton of stuff at it, and it's just ticking along and working very silently. Yeah, I can definitely recommend the OP1 as a sound design tool, but it's a little bit tricky working with the tape machines since you're working in a strict linear playback form. And I mean, it's a quite old device today, and the CPU or DSP is a little bit limited on the device. So you quickly run into issues when you want to copy like longer pieces of, say that you record like 8 bars or 16 bars or something at a very slow tempo, and you want to copy these bars and paste them later at a later section in the track. Then the OP1 is a little bit limiting, because you can only cut like shorter pieces of patterns or shorter pieces of audio. I can't remember the exact length, but it's a little bit limiting in my experience. So you have to be a little bit careful and plan your tracks when you're like working them when you're creating music on the OP1. So just check out the Red Means Recordings videos and you'll be up and running with the OP1 in no time. It's a really great sound design device. Yeah, it's a really quiet computer, the M1s. Yeah, I also heard that the Apple Mac Studios are a little bit more noisy. I actually decided that you probably heard that if you watched my video on the Mac Studio, that I decided to keep the M1 Max rather than upgrading to a Mac Studio, because I was already sold on this like lightweight setup. There's already tons of RAM and storage on this one, so I'm happy. Yeah, the base M1 is even cooler and even quieter and more lightweight. I told this a numerous amount of times that I actually really liked the first generation of the M1s, the 8 gigs version, because it's really lightweight, it's really portable, and yeah, it's a nice kind of package, this 13-inch. It's a little bit small monitor on it, but the display, but it kind of works. Neo Nice Cream, welcome, good to see you. Where from? Happy to hear that you enjoy my Bitwig videos. You are smitten with the program. That's nice to hear. Yeah, I mean, Din sees. If you're working with a machine and Ableton, I think that OP1 can be a great, I mean, it's a very hands-on and tactile experience to make sounds with it. So it can be a nice addition to your current setup. That's just, that's how I see on that particular device, as a kind of sound design tools that you can sample into your DAW or sample into a Octatrack or the machine or whatever. Hi there, Thomas. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Ah, okay. Watching from California. I was at in LA. What was it? 2020 for the NAMM show 2020. Unfortunately, I'm not going to either Super Booth or the NAMM show this year. I'm going to Rhodos with my family instead. Jovaika, I think that this Audio-Technica headphones are really nice. They have a great, a solid low end, nice crisp high end, and yeah, the regular kind of frequency response curve. They are a little bit more, what you say, bass heavy compared to my Olo Audio S4X headphones, which I use in most of my videos. The headphones with this kind of wooden cans. But I bought this just as a kind of compliment, and to use them when I do live streams maybe. Yeah, so we tried out all these different routings today, and the camera seems to work, the audio seems to work, and this HDMI switcher works, but it's a little bit slow. Maybe you can recommend some other kind of HDMI switcher, because I really wouldn't like to have these kind of blank screens between when I switch between the inputs. Looks a little bit weird. So all seems to work fine. So that's nice to know for the next upcoming videos and live streams. Yeah, so I hope you had a nice time today. This short little testing, trying out live stream. We'll probably do a lot more music making and sound designing in the next live stream or the next video episode. But I just wanted to try out the gear here today and see if this new routing and the microphone and video setup is okay for the future shootings. That said, I have a upcoming video here with tons of photos and video from the construction of this new studio site. And like I mentioned earlier, it took like 11 months to build this new place, but it's like a whole second floor, and with this big studio space area and two rooms for my older kids, which are 14 and 11, and there's also going to be a big bathroom, but it's kind of on hold now until after the summer, because there's been too much construction going on, and I need to get up to speed with doing videos and being a little bit more productive than just construction work. Hi there, Bill. Good to see you. Thanks. Happy to hear that you enjoyed this new setup. I think it's a really nice, I especially like this new table, because it's really sturdy, and it has this gap in the middle, so you can like stick down the cables and get rid of a little bit of cabling on the tables. So that's a nice addition. Thomas, at the moment I'm using a LG C1 48-inch OLED display, and this is a kind of a test to see if I can have this as my main monitor when I work. And so far it's working fine, so I might keep this setup. I still have these the other smaller displays if this wouldn't work, and I still need to figure out if this is the best camera positions. I'll probably go around here and swap camera positions to see if I can find some better angles or something. But for today, this is what we got working. Yeah, I'm really happy with this setup, Bill. Long in the making, 11 months. I still have some more soundproofing panels to set up here. You can hear a little bit of echo in this room compared to the previous video setup, the previous studio setup. Because at that place I had a much better planning and the acoustic panels was more suited for that place. And this is a much bigger room, so I need more. I need to buy plenty more acoustic panels and do the proper treatment here. Right, so that's it for today, guys. Let's end with a little bit of a drunken ambient music. It's really fun to play with this Microcosm pedal at the same time as fiddling with the Octatrack. Sorry, K1, I don't know really the difference, which one is more natural, but I really like these cans. I think they sound really nice. Hi Stefano, I did a little ending jam there, so I'm going to shut down the stream for today. Because I need to get some sleep, because I have a little toddler which wakes us up early in the morning. So I hope you enjoyed this little introduction stream, and hopefully, as I said, more music making and sound design in the next live stream and videos. Great, everything's working. See you in the next episode. Bye! Cold coffee. Bye bye guys, see you in the next one.